Hey guys, it is your dog, Wolfie Crescent, also known as, on this channel, for now, as Wolfpaw Star, and I'm here to make another video on The Lion King. If you like these videos, be sure to check out the videos on my channel about Sarabi being the rightful queen. There's a video I made a while back about what if Sarabi had been the rightful queen, and I did make a tribute to The Lion King, but sadly I had to take it down because of copyright issues. But this video is going to be about Lion King theories. Keep in mind some of these theories are pretty dark, and just a disclaimer, I did not come up with any of these theories as far as I know. They are not mine. None of the pictures in this video are mine. I did not draw any of them. The books are not fully considered canon, nor did I read them, but I have heard about them across the internet. So I will be referring to these prequel books to The Lion King in some of my theories. Also, these are just my opinions. You're free to agree or disagree if you think that something is not how you see it. Everyone's free to have their own opinions when it comes to The Lion King. And I'd be interested to know what theories you believe. So be sure to leave those. That being said, be sure to leave your theories in the comment section below. Without further ado, let's get into this video. I've made a list that I've divided into true and false. And the first book, by the way, is entitled Tale of Two Brothers, and all of these books were made by Alex Simmons, and were never truly affiliated with Disney, but were published with Disney's logo anyway, so that's why they are not entirely canon. So again, this is just down to beliefs. Scar's real name was Taka versus Scar's real name was Ascari. So, if you watch the Lion Guard series about Simba's second-born cub, Kion, we eventually learn in Season 3, that Scar's original name was Ascari and that he got his scar from a snake bite. At least that is what that particular episode of The Lion Guard portrayed. But in the books, it's a little different, and Scar was going by Taka, which means waste, want, wish, or trash in Swahili. And a good portion of the Lion King fandom believes that he received his scar from his father, Ahadi. Ahadi is mentioned as the father of Mufasa and Taka, aka Scar, in the same book I mentioned just before, A Tale of Two Brothers. And a lot of people think that it fits with the storyline, especially considering how Zira has a scar in her ear. So it kind of fits with the whole Scar and Zira theory, which brings me to my next point. Scar and Zira were mates. Now, I know in The Lion King 2, Simba's Pride, they go out of their way to state on 2 separate occasions that Scar is not Kovu's dad. But nothing is said for Vitani, nothing is said regarding Nuka, or whether or not Scar and Zira were even mates. Zira was described as a devout follower of Scar, and her obsession was merely obscured in the middle of production because originally he was supposed to be Kovu's father, but then the whole inbreeding thing arose with Kovu and Kiara's relationship, hence Kovu's not Scar's son. Some people, like Albino Raven Art 666 on DeviantArt, have instead portrayed Zira as Scar's daughter. Respectfully, I disagree with that, and I believe that they were mates and that Nuka was their biological cub. And I believe that Zira tricked Chumvi, a childhood friend of Simba and Nala, into having Vitani and Kovu with her because Nuka was sickly. Scar rejected Vitani because she was female, and he chose Kovu to be his heir, hence why he's known as the Chosen One in The Lion King 2, Simba's Pride. There's also a theory that Scar and Nala mated. Scar forced Nala to mate with him, and they had Vitani, and then Vitani was given to Zira by Nala before she to the events of the remainder of the original film. But I don't think this is true. but I'm also a Koppa and Vitani shipper. I believe that Zira attacked Koppa. A lot of people believe that Zira killed him. But a lot of others still in the fandom, in Lion King fandom, are under the belief that Koppa wasn't actually killed by Zira. I personally headcanon it that everyone thought he was dead, but he grew up much like Simba in the first film, and then he returned sometime after the events of Simba's pride. He met with Vitani, and they went to start their own pride somewhere else, while Kovu and Kiara stayed in the Pride Lands, and Kayan and Reni reigned at the Tree of Life. Scar and the hyenas murdering Ahadi is also a popular theory, which has been illustrated in the comics by Savu0211. Sorry if I pronounced any names wrong. And again, these are comics that I have read on the internet. I sadly can't give the links, but they make really good stories. So feel free to check out their comics if you wish. Basically, it states that Scar and the hyenas murdered Ahadi, and not only that, but there's a theory going around that Scar ate Mufasa. I actually believe that the hyenas ate Mufasa, and the baboon skull, the skull that Scar was holding was not a lion skull, it was actually a baboon skull, meaning the hyenas may have even eaten Mufasa's bones. And on Scar and Zira's command, Chumbi was murdered by the hyenas, which I mentioned. A majority of the fandom is divided and has debated whether or not Ahadi or Aru is Mohatu's child. Personally, I'm open to interpretations, but personally I believe that Aru is the biological daughter of Mohatu, much like Albino Raven Art 666 on DeviantArt. There's also Hydra Karina, another deviant artist, and in their comics, Ahadi is depicted as Mohatu's son. They also make really good Lion King comics about what happened before and after the movies. So feel free to check that out. Again, if you think Ahadi is Mufasa's or Mohatu's son, that's completely fine. My personal opinion is that Mohatu had a daughter to contrast with Simba and Mufasa, who are male heirs. Shensi, Banzai, and Ed are siblings. Now, I know this wasn't officially said in the movies, and I know hyenas are matriarchal, at least spotted hyenas, I know, for the record. And there is one throwaway line in the musical that suggests that they're not related. Banzai says, and I quote, or Shenzi says, and I quote, "Wasn't it your mom, her mom, who ate your dad?" And she was referring to Serafina, Nala's mother, eating Banzai's father, but I don't tend to consider that canon. There's a lot of what's canon, what's not considered canon, and people are free to choose for themselves. I personally believe that they were siblings, which is portrayed in Aru's reign by Albino Raven Art 666 on DeviantArt. Shenzi had Janja with another male. I don't know who this male hyena was, but it was actually stated in a Disney Junior promotional video that Janja, Cheesy, Chungu, and their clan are descended from the hyenas, or at least from the hyena trio from the original film. So there's that to take in consideration. A lot of people suggest that Timon is a cult leader. While I can sympathize with some of the points that are made, similar to Zazu being a traitor and Simba causing the drought, I don't really believe in any of those theories personally, because they're mainly all inspired by Reddit, and I don't trust Reddit as a reputable source. The Strange Lion, a lot of people think that the Strange Lion is either Zira's father, Zira's older brother, or a cousin of some sort. I personally headcanon him to be Zira's father, and Hydra Karina actually did the same thing on their account on DeviantArt and named him Shaka. I believe that he is Kozimu. He was never named in the episode, and that he killed Azola, Zira's mother, and Zira ran away down the river, and she was saved from drowning by Scar as a cub, and that's why she was so loyal to him throughout her life. Kovu and Kiara will eventually go on to have a daughter named Mara. Again, this wasn't anyone's theory I don't know if this was anyone's theory. I know there are some theories where they have 2 daughters and a son, but I personally don't believe in that theory, nor do I believe that Scar or Mufasa were Nala's father. I actually believe that Mitu was Scar's son. I believe that Serafina and Nee had Scar and Mitu, and Scar maybe even killed Nala's father. There are videos on this, but there isn't any proof that we can go by in the show, in the movies, or in the Lion Guard. We are actually introduced to a light-furred lion who was saved by the Lion Guard. In the episode Paintings and Predictions, Rafiki introduces this male lion, to us as Nala's father. While he isn't given a name, he looks nothing like Scar, and he's not Mufasa, since he would have stated those names specifically had he been talking about them. Scar and Sarabi had a cub, or maybe multiple cubs. This was not shown on screen because obviously Simba would have taken over and male lions kill the cubs of the previous owners. So there's that to take into consideration. And finally, Scar knew the hyenas as a cub. This is evidenced in A Tale of Two Brothers when Scar was still going by Taka, who say that if Mufasa is to look bad, Taka will look kingly in comparison and soon take the throne, which leads to the Cape Water Buffalo incident in the books, and him being called Scar is a reminder of his mistakes. So yeah, that was all for this video. If you like The Lion King, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and let me know if I missed out on any theories in the comment section below. Wolfie, out.